as well. All right, let's get right to it. My first guest, one of the most provocative filmmakers in the country. The most provocative, not one of the most. This is the most. His latest film, Fahrenheit 9/11, has now earned more than $100 million at the box office, making the most successful documentary film ever made. Some people think it'll also have an effect on this year's presidential race. Duh. Please welcome Michael Moore. Well, I got to ask you, I've been watching you all week. You're at the Democratic Convention. How was that? What was that like?
Everybody's in agreement.
Huh? Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, everybody from conservative Democrats to me.
Yeah? I mean, any favorite moments at the convention, seeing that, because you were being treated like a rock star. I mean, I saw people just, was it a little unnerving? Does it seem strange?
It was very nervous. First of all, I don't have a band, so it was, and President Carter on the first night asked me to sit in his box with him, and I was really honored by that. But there are a lot of funny things going on there. My favorite part is, you don't see it on TV, but the big hallway leading into the main arena is called Talk Radio Row. And it's like all these conservative talk radio guys.
Right.
And then Al Franken.
Yeah, Al's by himself.
So there's like this whole row of like, you know, angry guys. They just scream all the way down the hall, you know, at the people that they're interviewing. And I felt bad actually walking by them, because, you know, the sound is one of pain, you know, and they think they know their days are numbered, and you know.
But it's interesting. But see, I think most people would think you're endorsing Kerry, but you're not, are you?
No, I've not publicly endorsed Kerry. I'm a filmmaker, you know. I mean, my job is to make movies about people in power, and Bush is in the White House now, and I did that with Clinton, and when Kerry's in the White House, I'll, you know, keep my camera on him.
Right. Now, so who would you vote for? Or do you not like to say?
You.
Really? Well, thank you very much. Why? I mean, I know you supported. I know you supported Nader. Now, do you regret that now?
Well,
because by that 2% of the vote would have made the difference. And if someone like yourself with this kind of influence, you think?
Yeah. Well, I lived in New York State then, and so Gore was going to win by 20 points. That was a safe thing to do, to vote for Nader. It wasn't like a brave thing. But I told people in Florida and other places, you live in a swing state, you have a different job to do, and that's to stop George W. Bush. So I don't understand what Ralph is doing now. I don't know if he's just, I don't know.
Is it ego?
He's angry at the Democrats because they wouldn't let him in the debates 4 years ago. And but, you know, it's like, get over it. This is about our country. You know, this isn't about your personal animosity toward them.
But see, I would think a guy like you would want a stronger third party, because Republicans, Democrats, there's not that much difference these days to me in a lot of issues when you watch the voting and everything. So you would think a strong third party, hey, here's another voice, you know.
We are one of the few democracies on this planet that doesn't have 3, 4, 5 major parties. In other countries, I don't know if there's any Canadians here, but they know this, they have like 5 major political parties. When you have 300 million people, 2 political parties can't represent the broad spectrum of political thought that exists within the country. So it would be better if we had a system that was designed that way, but we unfortunately don't.
Yeah, okay. Now, there was a poll in the paper recently, I think it was among college students, that said, who would you rather have a beer with, George Bush or John Kerry? And surprisingly, most college students picked George Bush.
Right. Well, I can understand that. But the question this year isn't who do you want to have a beer with. It's who would you rather be in the foxhole with. We live in, you know, perilous times, and you have to ask yourself the question, put aside your politics, whether you consider yourself a Democrat or Republican or whatever. If the attack was coming your way, who would be better to have in the foxhole next to you, John Kerry or George W. Bush? To me, it's a no-brainer. You know, I mean, it's just, I want Lieutenant Kerry there. You know, but I don't understand these polls that say that people believe Bush will keep them more safe. He wins out on the security issues, And but maybe.
Why do you think that is? Do you think people feel safer because it's, you know?
I think people are frightened. I think we like I said, we live since September 11th, and you know, you turn to the leader to protect you, and he is the leader, and that's why he had so much support after September 11th, support that sadly he squandered, and it, you know, may be his undoing in November.
Are you surprised by the tremendous success of this film, the 100 million?
I'm so blown away by it. I can't. This is a documentary,
right? Why do you think it's done so well? I think
that I think people go out of the theater and tell other people, you're going to see things in this film you've never seen before, and it's funny. That part gets lost in all the...
It is funny. I mean, because you do a lot. We take the clips, and it's you make people look funny, and there are very funny moments. I mean, there's serious moments, and you're making points with it, but there are funny moments in the film. I think, as Roger Ebert and Richard will tell you, regardless of your political leaning, it is a good film, and it gets people talking.
Yeah, I get a lot of mail. I get a lot of mail from Republican states. I get a lot of mail from soldiers and their families who've seen some of our largest sold-out theaters have been in theaters near Army bases. And I get a lot of appreciative mail from soldiers who are happy that I've given them a chance to have their voice heard.
Let's take a look. We have I guess this is kind of a funny clip, and it just makes you think. Here, take a look.
It's about our Patriot Act.
Here we go. All right, tell you what. When we come back, we'll find out about Linda Ronstadt and then just some of these other things, some of these other controversies. You're the man. You're the controversial guy. I'll be right back. More with Michael Moore right after this. Welcome back. Talking with Michael Moore. The film is Fahrenheit 9/11. You know, you have the uncanny ability to take a negative thing and turn it into publicity. Like when Disney said, we're not going to distribute this movie, I think most people went, oh, well, you're screwed. But yet, it actually worked out to your advantage.
Yeah, I really didn't do anything. They just said they wouldn't show it, and they were going to stick it on the shelf.
And why? What was there?
What the reason they gave? That they don't want to be involved in anything political during an election year. Of course, Disney owns the Sean Hannity radio show and syndicates it across the country. Rush Limbaugh is on the Disney-owned radio stations, and Pat Robertson is on the Disney Family Channel every month. But other than that, they don't want to get involved in politics. Anyways, I don't want to say too much bad about Disney because I mean, the film has now made more money than any Disney film this year, or maybe all of them combined. I'm not sure. There's no reason to...
But you love this.
Well, you know, I love the fact that because, you know, and most people here, you know, go to work, your job or whatever, you know, you got to put up with a lot of crap, and you have to, you know, you get screwed every now and then, and you never see the boss man ever get his comeuppance. And to have that happen, in this case with me, it is enjoyable.
Well, the fascinating thing to me is the two most controversial films of the year are sort of each end of the spectrum. We had Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ. Oh, no, it's a religion. No, that's too much that way. Oh, Fahrenheit. No, it's too much that. But I think people want to go to a movie and be able to discuss it and talk about it, whether you agree or disagree. The things in the movie that I laughed at very much and stuff, I went, oh, wait a minute, that doesn't seem quite right. But that's okay. You get a dialogue going. Right. And that's what America's supposed to be.
And that's what Americans want. You know, the public wants intelligent entertainment. They don't want Hollywood treating them like they're a bunch of idiots and giving them crap. I mean, they want smart films, smart TV shows, things that they can laugh, they can cry, they can go out and discuss it afterwards.
Well, that being said, there was a poll in the LA Times, you probably saw this, that said they didn't think this film would affect the election very much. They said 80% or 90% of the people coming out were Democrats that already agreed with the film, and the others said weren't going to the film.
Yeah.
Well, what do you make of it? Do you think that's true, or what is your...
No, I don't think it's true. And in fact, the Harris poll last week and the Gallup poll the week before that said that, in fact, large numbers of independents and swing voters are going to see this film. And they may go in swinging, but when they come out, they're not swinging anymore.
Okay.
And even the Harris poll last Friday showed that of the Republicans who've seen the film, over 40% said they would recommend it to other Republicans, and 30% of them, these Republicans, said that they felt that the movie treated President Bush fairly.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't even go that far. So.
Really? Wow.
Well, it's just the truth.
But do you think if you did a film like this about any president, like take John F. Kennedy, great president, and you put in, you know, the prostitutes and this and that, I mean, it could make anybody not look too good.
Yeah. What are you implying, though?
No, I'm not.
I've left the prostitutes out of the Bush film, or what?
See, I would have loved to have seen that just to liven it up.
Yeah, there's no nudity in this movie.
I know, exactly.
And it has an R rating, which I still don't understand why that is. But
now, let me ask you about this Linda Ronstadt thing. This just made me laugh when I heard about it. Now, again, you must have been cackling with glee when you heard this, because it's just more publicity.
Yeah, no, it only increased the box office, and I'm sitting back going, geez, I really don't have to go do any work for this film. You know, these people, I don't, you know, I didn't want to dignify them by calling them Republicans, because actually there's a lot of good Republicans, and these are the people that I call, they're the new Hatriots. They believe in patriotism. They have the politics of hate behind what they believe in, and in this case, the Aladdin Hotel, the president of the hotel, because Linda Ronstadt dedicated her encore to me. And apparently, according to all the reports I read, people threw their drinks in the air, and some people stormed out and they defaced property. And instead of punishing those who broke the law, the president has his security guys escort her off the stage into the bus, wouldn't let her go back up to her room to get her things, because she dedicated a song. This is still America, folks. I mean, you know, what is so bad about that? Free speech. So there are now new owners of the Aladdin that are taking over in September. They've apologized to her. They've invited her back to the Aladdin. She's agreed to come, and they've invited me to come and sing a song with her.
Sing a song? Now, what song will you sing? Do you have any idea?
I said I wanted to sing America the Beautiful.
You know, could you give us a little bit of your, I would love to hear a little bit of your...
Oh, you don't want to hear that.
No. I think we'd love to hear. How many would love? I'll tell you what, let's all put our hands on our hearts, and you do just a couple of bars. Go ahead.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, abroad the fruited plain. America, America, God send His praise on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Yeah, there you go. All right. My singing debut. Thank you, Michael. Be right back with Ebert and Roper right after this.